Oops, the phone is hitting the microphone. Hello, hello, hi. It is I, Eknos Azarna. And I'm melting. It's horribly hot in here in my room, and I can't do anything because if I open the window, I'm gonna be swarmed by mosquitoes and whatever flying bug is flies around in the summer night. It's hell on earth. Okay, let me post this on Twitter. Yeah. And on Blue Sky. Yay! Hello. How's it going? I have nothing to say right now. Since last time, since last stream, I literally nothing happened. I was just holding my room, preparing for projects, and trying to not die under the heat. Under the extreme heat of the summer. So, and sadly, it's technically Monday, so I can say that it's from tomorrow until February. There's going to be a lot of people in my house, in my apartment, so it's gonna be hard to stream. And that's bad because I want to stream the Limbus Company. Next chapter, the new chapter, chapter 9. Chapter 9 was it? Yeah. And it's going to be hard. I'm going to have to suppress myself to not yell, not scream at the middle of the night, to not wake up everyone. Or maybe I can stream when my mom takes family to somewhere else, and I have the house for myself, so I can. So that's gonna be probably like, I don't know, the middle of the day. So that my stream times is gonna be extremely not. So yeah. And I wanted to stream Art Nights. I have been trying to stream Art Nights, but GPG is one of the worst emulators that I have ever seen, and it keeps fucking crashing. I'm tired of it. I'm stupidly tired of it already. Fucking hell. But well, this is not a stream to rant, and I have already been saying a lot of things in these 5 minutes of a stream, so let's start this thing. We are in the last part. 16, like 4 combat notes and like 3 or 4 text ones. Okay, let's go. Fedya, clad in a bulletproof vest and sat quietly in a special security administration vehicle, stares down at his communicator. He listens to the low, steady hum of the engine. He knows he's heading out to hunt down his own benefactor. Gerard's crimes, Rurik's reaction, none of it surprises him. His mind remains calm, as it always does. He doesn't even remember when he became this numb. Convinced that he was protecting peace, preserving Odessa's prosperity, he has spent years justifying his blindness and cowardice. The figures he once falsified were like grey snow drifting through images of the contamination zones. They slipped through the filtration grids, beating off silently, freely, and he dismissed them all as nothing more than dust. Now the snow comes cascading down in an avalanche, burying everything. All he's seen these past few days, the blood, the helplessness, forced him to face the truth at last. Fyodor Andreyevich Sokolov has never truly understood anything, nor did he stand above it all as he once believed. It's funny, not the Fyodor, the Andreyevich Sokolov, because there's a YouTuber who does videos of exploring Santiago and exploring Chile, who is called Andrei Sokolov, and this is an extreme coincidence, or someone inside Mega Team is secretly a Chilean boo. Wait, let me take a screenshot of this. I have to show one of my friends this. His so-called tolerance has been nothing but ignorance, because he has never walked through the snow himself. And a notification pops up in his communicator. Based on conclusive evidence directly linking the Girard Group to criminal activity, and given that its executives, including Chairman Rurik Girard, have failed to appear at the designated location within the deadline, authorization is granted to arrest all senior Girard personnel. The message drifts through Fedia's mind like a falling leaf, landing softly on the dark river within. He raises his communicator. All units, attention. Proceed with the rest of the Girard Group senior executives. Move according to pre-assigned squad divisions. Leva, you lead the dolls in tracking down the Girard Group's chairman, Rurik Girard. His vehicle has been located. Coordinates have been synced to you. Got it. We're already closing in on his position near the satellite city. Here's the smooth operation, Major Feria. I'm counting on you. Feria pockets the communicator, touches the Special Security Administration badge on his chest, and lifts his head. Move out! For Feria, this may well be the last mission he'll ever undertake as a mayor of the SSA. But that falling leaf steers the water at last. Elsewhere, a jeep burst out from the side road, sirens blaring. Security automatos block traffic from other directions, clearing a path from Leva's team. Leva! That's his car over ahead! I finally caught up with this slippery bastard. Robella, Lenna, ready your weapons! Don't let him get away! Got it! Leave it to me! Robella and Lenna lean out the windows, weapons raised. Leva slams the accelerator. Just as Rurik's car comes into range, a burst of gunfire tears towards the jeep. Lenna, look out! Leva jerks the wheel, swerving hard. Lenna ducks back inside, just in time as the side of the jeep scraps past a roadside barrier. An ambush? What the hell? Aren't the roads supposed to be sealed? Illegal armored droids! Why are they showing up now? Quit complaining and take them down. So last stream, we left this in a cliffhanger. And that was supposed to be the whatever secret weapon that Gerard Rurik had saved for in case something like this happened. So, okay, yeah. It still bugs me that is Kazuo Nasai, Anata no Tsumiyo Kazuo Nasai, and not the Kamen Rider W phrase. That's like the only Kamen Rider that I have seen, but I have wanted to see some other ones like Decade. But like every time I try to do it, something happens, and I just like, yeah, it's not the time. So I might try again to watch some Kamen Rider in the future. Decade. It's the most probably that I will do. Because I don't know. Okay, I know why. It's Fragrant Order memes. The honor de Arcado and all of that. Here, okay, I see. Yeah, that's the only reason why I got like that I knew of Kamen Rider Decade, but once there was before YouTube Shorts, something slipped in my recommendations. It was, and that was Kamen Rider Decade clarifying that his suit is magenta or magenta for the Japanese, and not pink. And that was the thing that got me. That got me. Yeah, I may say I much watch this. I don't know what I'm saying. I may watch this series. I never did, so I should try to do that again. The dolls make quick work of the roach automatons blocking their path, but Rurik's car has already vanished. Leva checks the tracker quite quickly. Back in the car! Back in the car! We can still catch him! The dolls scramble back into the jeep, but before they can resume pursuit, an emergency transmission from Kalina comes through. Leva floors the pedal and takes the call. We just got out to Rurik, but we were ambushed by illegal combat units. The distance isn't too big yet, we can still catch up. Leva! Abort pursuit immediately. Head to the 07. Leva frowns but keeps her foot on the gas. Why? The Iraq Group's production and research systems were found to contain hidden backdoor programs. Rurik just activated them. So your droids are about to malfunction again? But I already shut down a bunch of them after the last incident. It shouldn't be too bad, right? Don't you woo at me. Most of the shutdowns last time were security units. This time, this scale may be much wider. Exactly. I have received reports that Gerard-made automatons across Odessa are suffering massive system failures. Even several factories they help build are experiencing production malfunctions. Also, Gerard has stored illegal armed automatons in warehouses across Odessa. Reports confirm they have now activated, spreading chaos through urban areas. So that ambush wasn't an isolated case. No. Local security forces in the satellite cities are being deployed to maintain order, but OD-07 has the highest concentration of rogue droids. You're the nearest combat specialist unit. Get there immediately and assist. What about Rurik? So it's obvious he's creating this chaos to buy himself time to escape. If he makes it out of Odessa, we'll never get him back. A new SSA task force has been dispatched to take over your pursuit. Airspace interception is already underway. Ooh! The drone malfunctions and system failures are all cooked up by Gerard. Can Gerard's own engineers clean up this mess themselves? The executives were detained already surrendered the shutdown keys and backdoor source codes, but none of them work. The chaos hasn't stopped. So the keys are invalid, or the codes are wrong. We don't know yet. The technicians are still investigating. At present, the Odessa Oblast government has lost control of vast numbers of automatons and facilities, including the salient power plant in ODO7. Not a power plant! Kalin, that's the one that... Yes, it was authorized for new energy research. Large collapsed particle containment tanks were buried beneath it with local government approval. You're not about to tell me these dangerous tanks are about to blow, are you? I wish I weren't. But the plant system and infrastructure are all built by the ER group. Because of the backdoor activation, the vector engines are running at full overload and can be shut down. If the engines overheat and trigger a generator explosion, those tanks will... The power plant has already requested emergency aid. We are to hit there immediately and assist local PSA and technical personnel in resolving this crisis. For Pete's sake. How many nuclear blasts does it take before humanity learns? Not enough! In your universe, on any universe, it's never fucking enough. Leva makes a sharp turn and the jeep veers decisively towards toward a new direction. We're here for ADO7 right now, but Kalin, the factory Gerard's program have unpatchable backdoors, and the determination keys for the rogue machines don't work at all. I suspect foul play. Do you remember that mysterious doll we encountered in the server room? Her electronic warfare capability was exceptional. The destruction of the server room and the ensuing chaos were all thanks to her. If she's also behind this incident, it's going to be hard to resolve. I understand. The Oblast government has already issued orders to assemble all mechanical units with high combat capability that were not manufactured by Gerard, as well as all technical personnel. Reinforcement will arrive soon at all satellite cities, including ODO7. At the same time, the Oblast government has determined that the Gerard group actions constitute outright treason against Odessa. The counterinsurgents operation has been codenamed Operation Sister. Its objective to completely suppress the Gerard group and its illegal armed automatons, restoring law and order in Odessa. Law and order. Law. As for whether it will succeed, Kalina pauses briefly. We just have to give it everything we got. Kalin, what about the residents and the wounded in ODO7? Underground shelters in ODO7 have opened. I'm leading non-armed forces there myself to assist local security in evacuating civilians and the injured. Eh? You're going to ODO7 yourself? Yes. If the Selene power plant explodes, the collapsed particles stored in its containments will spread with a blast, and the protection provided by underground shelters will drop sharply. Even without the danger, large-scale combat between automatons could easily cause collateral damage. Everyone in ODO7 who is involved should be evacuated right now, shouldn't they? The feasibility of an evacuation is still being discussed by the Oblast government. Is that even up for debate? The chaos has already blocked most of ODO7 air and sea routes. The land route across the Odessa Bay Bridge will force evacuees close to the White Zone. Most of ODO7 evacuees are infected with elite. If they approach Odessa, the collapse radiation levels in the city could rise, risking another elite outbreak. So they sealed off the bridge. Temporarily, is what they told me. That's practically a death sentence for everyone on the island. Crossing the bridge by force isn't so simple either. Due to the sudden escalation of the security threat, the turrets in Odessa's fixed quarantine walls are about to get fully active. Really? Are you trapping all the residents inside a fucking possible nuclear disaster? The Dorsaway Bridge is a double tower, double cable suspension bridge, structurally fragile, easily damaged by stray fire. To preserve the bridge for future evacuation and reinforcements, and to prevent the enemy units from breaking through towards Odessa. The government has narrowed the bombardment range along the bridge and shifted firepower to the coast between the bridge and the city. But if the evacuation convoys try to cross the bridge now, they'll need heavy escort and they'll still risk getting caught in a stray bombardment once they descend. So, we just wait. Legislator Zimmerman is pushing hard to finalize the evacuation plan, and Director Kruger is applying pressure as well. For now, all we can do is help the local authorities contain the chaos, prevent widespread panic, and protect the people in OD07. I have ordered Sopo to go straight to OD7, but with the train shut down, she's now waiting for UAV air transport. She'll join you later. Leva, Lenna, Robella, I'm counting on you. Kalin, you be careful too. I hope we all can see each other again. Yeah, another situation, another nuclear situation in our hands. It's never enough, it's never enough. Damn you, you son. Who is? Bibi! Can I change Bibi? Because I think... No, she's still there. Yeah. Well, she's cute. She's still cute there, so... Yep. There we go. Let's continue Deep Oblivion. Story 54%. I haven't done any of the secondaries, so... And it's a lot of secondaries. Rurik steps out of the car and strides toward his private jet, already prepared for takeoff. Move faster, damn it! He slaps away the umbrella the driver offers and steps into the rain. His steps are hurried. He lets the drops fall freely on his careful groomed hair. Welcome aboard, Mr. Rurik. Rurik doesn't stop. He gestures for the driver to pass over his briefcase. Then he walks straight up the stairs without looking back. The cabin door closes. After a short taxi, the plane slowly lifts off. Watching the building shrinks beneath him, Rurik finally exhales in relief and sinks into his seat. Sir, perhaps you'd like to change out of your coat and dry your hair? Yeah. Rurik nods, removes his coat, and gazes out of the window until the smoke and fire below turn to tiny specks in his view. He accepts a glass of champagne from another crew member, takes a sip, and closes his eyes, enjoying the gentle towel wiping his hair. You other-side fools. As long as Girard stands, you live in paradise. Without Girard, all that awaits you is hell. The crew member hand pauses for a moment as Rurik outbursts, then continues wiping. If only they were like you, aware of who truly deserves reverence, things wouldn't have come to this. Oh, I recognize that voice. Yes, sir. Why are you shaking? Once you get me out of Odessa, you'll never have to worry about your future again. A dull thought breaks Rurik's calm. He opens his eyes, irritated. What the hell are you? The curse freezes in his throat. The soft fingertips that had been gently massaging his scalp throat towel have been replaced with cold steel. Now is my turn to serve you, Rurik Girard. A familiar voice speaks behind him. What? Dartor presses the gun against his head and steps around to face him. Okay, I didn't expect that. That's true. I recognized the voice, but it wasn't what I expected. You really didn't think you could still order me around, did you? Looks like Cocoon has done a pretty thorough job reprogramming your neural cloud. Red glances at the crew member lying much or less nearby, then pretends to glare at Darcher in anger, while signaling softly to another crew member emerging from the cockpit. That has nothing to do with her. I willingly erased most of my records. It is regrettable, however, how the habits you programmed into me still linger. Except when it comes to dealing with you. Darter keeps the gun steady, her other hand clutching her chest. There is no trace left of your ugliness or folly here, but the fire of disgust still burns bright. Give out your pathetic little schemes. You won't get a response, except perhaps a time as your life flies away. You bastard! What do you even gain from siding with such Faven? Don't forget who! Yep, I will shoot rings out. Bright red stains spread across the whole carpet in the cabin. The one who orchestrated the mechanical chaos dies by a mechanical unit's gun. The audience will find this ending most satisfying. Now, forever hold your peace. Darter ignores Rurik's cooling body, turning instead to the other crew member. The person has already shed their uniform jacket, revealing bionic skin that can only be found on a doll. What? Cocoon has successfully delayed the setting of the back doors. This says the government would be able to regain control of most automatons and facilities for the time being. Next, I'll coordinate with her to amplify the chaos that Rory Girard set in motion. She has sent you your next orders as well. Darter checks the message, and lets out a theatrical side. Ah, so I don't get an invitation to the next banquet. What a shame. Please kindly drop me off somewhere along the way. So Darter can still be brought to the Elmo for some correction. That's nice to know. No problem. No problem. I have preloaded the command. The aircraft will descend to a safe altitude in 20 seconds. Much obliged. Then allow me to take my leave. Darter opens the cabin door. A blast of wind tears through the cabin, scattering the other doll's hair. The doll gestures toward Rurik's lifeless body slumped on the ground. And what about him? A devil from hell should return to hell. Throw him out, whether it's the churning river of blood or the concrete forest below. Either can be his grave. Right. Then, dear comrades, I entrust Odessa to your care. Give it the grandest feast imaginable. Even if I cannot attend, I will watch the lights from afar. Do not disappoint me. With that, Darter curtsies deeply, then falls backward and vanishes into the rain. And there she goes. So, by the time we get Darter and the both Carcano sisters, we are gonna have 3 Uesama's boys dolls. That's going to be a feast for my ears. And I hope that the 3 of them are ice, are freeze face damage. Please, 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 Mikatim, I beg you, I want both of the Arcanos to be freeze damage. Leva's team arrives at the Exilium power plant. Whoops. Wait a second. Leva's team arrives at the Exilium power plant. As expected, the site is in total chaos. The security automatons is still functioning normally and PSA personnel are fighting to hold back waves of illegal combat units. Waving through gunfire with quick, precise movements, the dolls make their way to the Special Security Administration officer coordinating the defense. Non-auxiliary dolls. Leva, Lenna, Robella, reporting for duty. Acknowledge! Miss Leva, Miss Kamen, and Major Feria have instructed me to send you immediately to the central control room and assist the technicians with the system malfunction. We'll handle things here. And the mechanic units are there. Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Lenna tackles the officer out of the way as a drone explodes overhead, crashing exactly where he'd been standing. It was hit by an illegal armored automaton. The young man, who seemed composed and professional just a moment ago, finally betrays his age. He peers dazedly at the still spinning rotors, still half in shock. Thank you. Lenna, you stay here. Robella and I will head to the control room. Okay. Leva, be careful. You too. Leva and Robella rush into the central control room where several technicians are frantically at work. No good! The backdoor patch failed! The system is still under attack! Shutdown commands are executing, our computing power can keep up! Optimize the algorithm, try again! We have to stop the engine! We already tried several times, but there's been no progress at all! Every time we fix it, it gets overwriting immediately! So someone really is pulling the strings from behind the scenes. This is bad. Leva steps forward with a frown. Auxiliary dolls from Nonfa, Leva and Robella, here to render support. What's the current situation? Finally, the cavalry is here. Actually, the technician explains the crisis at the power plant. So most of the generators have been reclaimed, but the ones connected to the vector engines are still out of control. Yes, originally all generators here were part of an unified installation years ago. Most control authorizations rested with the Oblast government. But after the new energy research began, 2 large generators were reported unavailable for secondary development, and their control systems were isolated. The Jira group handled most of that work. So the Jira group left the backdoors in those 2 generator systems. Judging by the situation, yes. Those backdoors are nearly impossible to seal. We're trying to reclaim partial control, at least enough to activate the calling system and push out to the maximum. But to fully regain control, if electronic means don't work, what about a physical shutdown? Impossible. The former chief was worried about sabotage causing a safety incident, so he especially rebuilt the generator room for those 2 units. The installation gate is currently locked. To open it, several authorized personnel must be physically present to verify their biometrics simultaneously. Have you contacted them? We have, but with comms and transport in shambles right now. Some can be reached while others are still underway. The generators inside are already unstable. Forcing entry to the building will be too dangerous, but judging by the fight out there, it will be too late by the time everyone gets here. Not to mention those who are missing could be. Robella tells off, unable to voice the grimmer possibility. Continue handling the backdoors and work to regain system control. Robella, let's access level 2 and check the security system for the installation gate. Understood. Level 2. What? TO23? This machine looks really weird. Leva, do you have any information on it? Let's see. This is a mammoth, isn't it? Do you see the bulldozer blade attachment on its front? This multifunctional piece of exploration equipment combines demolition, siege, and protection capabilities into a single unmanned ground vehicle. Fortunately, I know how to deal with it. Got it. We'll support you, so take care of it ASAP. ASAP. The soap box. How do we deal with the soap box? Me. Can you one-shot it? Yep. Can you show me around on over there? Yep. I probably should have put someone else, Lot in another position, but well. I fucked up. Yep. Anyways. Lot the grenade. Fast and easy, fast and easy. Boom. Oh, there's one over there, really. Let's go bulwark. Bulwark does nothing. So we can reach this one? Yeah, nice. What? Okay. Nothing to reclaim. And what if I do this? No! Not far enough. Well, die here. Boom. And boom. Leva Robella examined the security system for the area around the isolation gate. The design is quite solid, but still a bit behind the government security systems. In principle, all systems used by the UNSC network are supposed to be built and managed under Heli's unified architecture, which ensures system-wide security. Why would the former chief develop a new security system just for this facility? Gerard Group. To use the government system, he would have need upper-level approval. Perhaps there was interference somewhere. You mean Heli was compromised? I'm not sure. Maybe the former chief suspected that too, which could be why he designed an independent security system for the isolation gate, instead of letting the Gerard Group handle it. It's probably one of the few areas where he still had direct authority. Right, it will be hard to break through, but since Gerard wasn't involved, there shouldn't be any backdoors planted. Now that the power plant level 2 has switched to local mode, even that mysterious hacker can interfere with a backdoor-free system. That means we can break through without outside disruption. There are 5 layers of access on authentication locks. It won't be easy to crack. But this is our best opening yet. Let's disconnect for now and coordinate with the technicians. If reinforcement arrives smoothly and we push hard, we will finish this in a few hours. Pew! Ah! Hurry! This way! Get in the truck! Standing in terrain and dressed for combat, Kalina helps a patient climb into the armored transport. Just 100 meters from her position, the Non-Military Forces Administration armed units and OD-07 security forces are in fierce combat with illegal automatons. Kalina wipes the rain from her face and gazes into the northeast with a frown. Just moments ago, a nearby district 2 blocks away was bombed. That was the temporary command post for the refugee escort forces. Since that bombardment, she has lost her contact with Lieutenant Colonel Groff, the commander of the evacuation operations. Suddenly, Kalin's terminal beeps. She immediately opens the channel. This is Kalina, Senior Counselor of the Non-Military Force Administration. Go ahead. This is Major Vasily, Frontline Commander of OD-07. Counselor Kalina, we just received word. Lieutenant Colonel Groff, Commander of the Evacuation Forces, went missing 10 minutes ago during the latest bombardment. No. I haven't thought she expected it. Kalina clenches her fists. We urgently need a new commander for the refugee escort units. But the situation is pure chaos. The fighting is intense, reinforcements haven't arrived, and we're severely short on officers. Everyone stayed up at the front lines. Counselors, if you could, please temporarily take command of all rear evacuation operations, coordinate resources, direct personnel, and let civilians and patients safely into shelters. Understood. I'll do everything I can to protect the evacuees. At least this is, I mean, we have seen all of the growth of Kalin in chapter 4 and there was chapter 4-5, if I remember, and there was other event before this one, but yeah, it's a lot of growth and all of Kalin. This is everything that Kalin learned when being the adjutant from the commander. All that happened in Isomer and in Paldiski. Everything that left Kalin be stranded while being sick with collapse, radiation, sickness, and didn't let her be next to the commander when everything in the Battle of Frankfurt happened. When literally most of Germany's everything in Germany has happened with no Kalina by your side. Kalin was is still in the hospital when operation in Muromets happened, and she didn't recover until past Frankfurt, and that was like 2 or 3 days after Frankfurt. So this is Kalin doing her best. I know that Yusong said that this story is love and hope, but we all know what love and hope means. And Lowlight follows the same with his Arnice world. There's no hope without suffering. There's no love without surpassing hate. Damn it. I just want Kalin to have a gentle ending next to the commander. Whatever gender the commander is, they should be next to the Elmo. They should be together in the Elmo. Vasily immediately transmits the authorization to all escort forces. All field reports begin streaming to Kalina, who swiftly assumes control of the evacuation logistics. Hey, logistics, your favorite! Well, not favorite, but you have the most experience with that. The comms channel cracks with the constant roar of gunfire. Calling escort team 5. Calling escort team 5. This is Kalina. Report your status. Ma'am, we're about 1800 meters from the designated shelter. We lost around 30% of personnel and automatons, but we can still move. Good. Keep those transports rolling. Shelter Unit 7, move to the coordinates now and assist Team 5 with the escort mission. Another explosion. The sharp blast draws Kalina's attention. Through the rain, 2 tall buildings have collapsed. No! A second doll has hit the towers. Counselor! Our road's being blocked by debris. We have to the door. Debris? I feel like this word debris has a French root, so it's probably debris. Like the tour. That's a French. That has a French root. Hita? Insufficient data for the new route. We can give an accurate estimated preliminary calculation. Over 40 minutes. No. Got it. Lead your team around and pick up the piece. Yes, ma'am. Kalina looks anxiously towards the embattlement front line not far away. Troops crouch behind makeshift barricades and riot shields as bullets from the illegal automatons kick up dust and sparks. Dornet drones and Tidals lie scattered, oil mixed with rainwater streaming down the street. Dark liquid that, in Kalina's eyes, look almost blood red. Where are those reinforcements? She knows there's nothing she can do. All combat teams are scattered across ODO7, stretched too thin to redeploy. A harsh beam cuts through the rain. Another transport returns after dropping off the last batch of wounded. Kalin straightens up. Next group! Move! Kalina helps a patient to the rear of the vehicle, but instead of an empty compartment, 2 strong arms reach out and hold the weak patient inside. Sit further in! Oh! Is best boy back? Mr. Pavel? Pavel finishes helping the patient, then jumps down from the truck, followed by more than a dozen PMC operatives and Railway Corps soldiers. Nay, the Railway Corps! You lot! Have load the wanted first, then form up here! Chop chop! Hey, the Railway Corps are here, and you're still barking orders. Cut the chatter and get to work! Alright. Come on, evacuate this way. The seriously injured first. If you can still walk, lend a hand. Don't just stand there like statues. The PMC and Railway Corps troops move efficiently, speeding up the entire evacuation process. Pavel whips through the crowd, wiping water from his face as he reaches Kalina. Miss Kalina, we talked it over on the way back and decided to come help. We might not be trained soldiers, but we can at least support you. He passes the rifle slung on his shoulder with pride. You're still recovering. You shouldn't be on the battlefield. But war doesn't care if we got a fever or a toothache. If you can move, you fight. Your name is gonna be written in the annals of history, Pavel. I'm grateful for your courage. She hesitates. The existence of the collapsed particle in containment tanks is classified. No material danger that ODO7 poses. Kalin doesn't want to drag civilians into this. But you all have families. Please go to the shelters first. I just spoke with Alina. They are safe and be protected. Since I can leave ODO7 anyway, and someone's looking after them, then I'll protect others instead. It's the same thing. All this is burning all over. I finally get it after seeing this mess. Running doesn't bring peace. Someone once put down those bastards for me. Now's my turn to repay the debt. The news about ODO7 has spread. Even our tight-fisted boss hiding in another satellite city said to use all the weapons we brought. No charge! Don't hold back, Counselor. Just give the order. Understood. Mr. Pavel, our PMC and Railway Corps units, please assist us in protecting the transport and ensure the wounded are safely evacuated. Under Kalina's command, the PMC operatives and Railway Corps soldiers charge into the battlefield. On the public comms channel, more and more people volunteer to join the fight and help residents and the wounded reach the shelters. Another truckload of patients is filled. Kalina walks up to the driver's side. These evacuees are bound for shelter number 8. Please make sure they arrive safely. After confirming the destination with the driver, Kalina switches the comms channel. Shelter number 8, shelter number 8. This is Kalina, commander of the evacuation forces. A new group of evacuees will arrive in about 30 minutes. Prepare to receive them immediately. Please wait, Consider Kalina. Is there a problem? Shelter number 8 is full. What? There was just an air raid nearby. So many wounded were brought in. The medical staff are still giving emergency treatment. We really can't take any more people. Understood. Shelter 6, Shelter 7, can either of you still receive evacuees? We are full as well. Same here. All shelter, evacuation point, and transport supervisors. Send me the current headcount of your assigned areas immediately. In less than 30 seconds, message come flooding in. All the shelters are full. This is something Kalina has expected. ODO7, with its small population, has fewer and smaller shelters than most satellite cities. But after the recent elite outbreak, a huge number of wounded have been sent here for treatment. The island population has long exceeded its capacity. It's just that everyone, consciously or not, has been avoiding this truth. No one has the time to think about who truly deserves to hide inside those places that might not even offer any real protection. On the comms, all units keep urging Kalina to make a decision and give the order. Amidst the noise, Kalina takes off her headset. In that case, the only choice is to... She looks at the Odessa Bay Bridge on the map. It should have been the road to survival for everyone, but now a line of isolation barriers stand across it, blocking all passage. Forcing a way through will take considerable effort, and stray bullets could hit us. But if we stay here, exposed on the streets, people will die anyway. If it were you, you'd make the same call, wouldn't you? Commander. I need to turn up a little bit the BGM. It is a tense moment, so I need to do it when I can. Kalina stills herself and puts her headset back on. All units, proceed! A deafening rush of air drowns out her words. A large military helicopter descends, its mounted guns roaring to life, tearing down several illegal automatons circling nearby. That's... The helicopter hovers lower, its downwash scattering terrain. Through the cleared curtain, Kalina finally sees the emblem painted on the fuselage. The Special Security Administration. Ropes drop down. Major Fedi and several SSA officers slide rapidly to the ground. Upon landing, Fedi scans the area, quickly spotting a small, rain-soaked figure. He strides over to Kalina and salutes sharply. Major Fedi of the Odessa Special Security Administration. Leading a unit to provide support. I'm here to assume command of the ODO7's Frontline. But before that, Legislator Zimmerman specifically instructed me to confirm your safety first. Ms. Kalina, we thank you and the Non-Military Force Administration for your service to Odessa Oblast. The situation is urgent, and to prevent comms interception, we didn't send advance notice of the reinforcement arrival. My apologies. We can leave the present for later, Major Feria. ODO7 underground shelters are completely full, while the remaining civilians are wounded urgently need safe evacuation. I believe we have no other choice but to cross the Odessa Bay Bridge to evacuate. As senior counselor of the non-military force administrations, I'm formally requesting the Odessa Oblast government to open the bridge immediately. Kalina's tone is firm. Raindrops cling stubbornly to her lashes. Understood. That's exactly the message Legislator Zimmerman asked me to deliver. Consular Kalina, the Odessa Oblast government requests the continued assistance of the non-military force administration to help all non-combating ODO7 safely cross the Odessa Bay Bridge and evacuate the other regions. The White Sun city of Odessa is ready to receive them. Wonderful! You have non-fast full cooperation. Good. The SSA combat units will arrive in waves to ensure the evacuees leaves ODO7 safely. Until the situation stabilizes, command of the evacuation forces remain in your hands. Continue directing the operation as you see fit. Also, Feria lowers his voice. The technical team dispatched by the Oblast government has safely reached the Selene power plant. Some combat automatons have already arrived, with follow-up reinforcement en route. That's great news. Kalina smiles faintly. She immediately grabs her terminal and transmits the good news to the bridge to the mainland is open. Moments later, her voice spreads across the sky through helicopters and the few surviving broadcast towers in the city. Attention, all ODO7 residents. The route to the mainland is now open. Follow instructions and evacuate in an orderly manner. Within 5 hours, everyone will be able to cross the Odessa Bay Bridge. Odessa's and other satellite cities will provide you with shelter. I repeat. Meanwhile, in the rear command zone, Feria studies the synchronized enemy map and outlines his initial battle plan. Pavel, who had been ordered off the front lines to evacuate, runs up beside him, cracking his neck to pick at the map. Craning his map. SSA Squad 3, take the shortest route from the west. Major, wait a second. What is it? Don't send everyone west. Dispatch a few agile small droids through this narrow street southwest. Right here. Feria eyes Pavel skeptically. Feria eyes Pavel skeptically, but gestures for him to continue. I spotted him when I was driving the transport earlier. The legal automatons in this area are big and slow to turn. They don't watch their backs. That squad can circle around from the rear flank and blow off their threats. You have fought large automatons before. Not large ones, but I have taken out a few armored vehicles. But you know, the quickest way to stop a vehicle is to wreck its wheels. Same logic. It's not a standard tactic you'll find in a textbook, sure, but you'll only lose a few small units if you fail. The battle will end faster if you succeed. I see. Get back to your transport. You have 3 hours to evacuate. Right, I'm going. Pavel jogs 5 or 6 meters away, then stops again. He scratches his head with a sooty hand and calls out to Feria's back. Major! I was wrong about you! You might not have fought in the front lines, but you have been leading the SSA and protecting my family all this time. Thank you! Please come back safe! I'll buy you dinner after this! He's great. He's so great. Feria doesn't turn around, and Pavel doesn't dwell on it. He breaks into a run towards the retreating convoy. SSA Squad 3, dispatch the 5 high-powered droids through the southwest flank. Target the units of the large illegal automatons. All other combat units hold position on the western street. Feria lifts his gaze towards the faint orange glow flickering across the bay through the rain. The light of battle. But he knows that beyond that smoke, countless whole lights are waiting for those still fighting to come home. Then, over the comms, he adds, "We will complete the mission and return safely." 2 hours later, Kalina, now stationed at the Odessa Bay Bridge, watches transport after transport cross to safety, but she still can't fully relax. The isolation barriers on the bridge have been lowered, To protect evacuees, the turrets on Odessa's fixed quarantine wall have limited firing arcs, but that also leaves the Odessa Bay Bridge and its approaches from OD07 exposed as an entry point for illegal automatons. From his position in the town, Feria has sent extra troops to hold the ramp and repel the incoming mechanical forces. But across Odessa, including OD07, battles rage everywhere. Manpower is scarce and the situation remains dire. Escort him too. Send 3 personnel 5 small droids to escort those 2 transports across the bridge. Everyone else, hold position and wait for the next convoy. Intercepting illegal automatons reach the front lines. Don't let them reach the on-ramp leading to the bridge. Kalinda checks her communicator. 1 hour remains until the scheduled completion of the evacuation. I wonder how they are doing at the power plant. 14, 15, 17, 16, and 1-8. We are close. Currently progress at 28%. Cooling system control has been regained. Running at maximum output. We can hold that a bit longer. To fully reclaim control, seal progress must exceed 85%. Current progress is slow. What's the status of the isolation gate? Security description of the intercollapse particle storage area. It's underway. The organization locks remaining. Overall progress at 57%. Electronic warfare units, the remaining critical nodes are being computed. Seeking an update soon. Prioritize the current node. The technician's voices echo across level 2. Looks like the reinforcements really did help speed up the cracking process. Robella, clear the redundant data. Robella? Robella, who was supposed to be waiting nearby for instructions, is nowhere to be seen. At the same time, the sound of combat erupts ahead. I know you're in a hurry, but this is exactly when you need to stay calm. Leva sighs helplessly, then also rushes into the fray. Current security node decrypted. Have we located the next one? The computing process is acting up. Another squad has already gone to handle it. We'll sync up progress with you soon. Just a moment longer. Please make it quick. Leva, are all personnel for the current security system description teams in position? Let me check. As for now, about 65% of the reinforcements originally assigned to the power plant have arrived, but some of them had to divert the blow to Vectors that are left behind and regain system control. We'll need a little over an hour before our pipeline reaches full capacity. Capacity. That's too slow. Didn't the SSA say the reinforcements are already departed? To keep the environment stable, Level 2 has switched to local network access. The electronic warfare units need to get within a specific range to participate in operations. The fighting outside is intense and traffic is heavily restricted, so naturally they are delayed. Odessa has been turning a blind eye to the problems for years. That kind of lax management let Gerard hide far too many private troops. But Karin is under enormous pressure too. Robella taps into the frontline comms from the cross-sea bridge through level 2. Through the crackling interference, Karina's voice comes through faint but resolute. Closer to the mic are deafening bursts of gunfire. Bearing south 35% west. Distance 189 meters. Block to 3 illegal droids. Counselor, look out! An explosion drowns out the rest of the transmission. I'm fine. Destroy those droids quite quickly. The next transport is almost here. Eva cuts the channel and silence returns to level 2. What are you doing? Warring won't help her. The technicians have already sent over the next node. Let's pick up the pace. Right. Got it. Robella takes out the final system defense unit with a clean shot. As the defense unit disintegrates, the decryption of the current node is completed. Nice work. Where's the next node, Leva? Waiting for the technicians to confirm. Reinforcements are arriving, speeding up the process. And since you have increased computational output, our decryption rate is up by 20%. Wait, Robella, where are you going? I can't wait any longer. Robella swiftly scans the map, look onto an uncracked node, and leaps to it. Leva follows, the two engaging in a new set of defense units. Our system defense units centralized. Current node decrypted. Authorization log released. Requesting reinforcement to proceed with follow-up procedures. Requesting next node coordinates. Right, 1 second. Let me see where the node is. Hey, you, come help me out. With the original sequence of operation thrown into this array, the technician's voice grew frantic. Robella becomes ever more agitated. We have to move faster. We have 5 nodes left. As we decrypt them, the final loop will open, the isolation gate will disengage, and then... Robella starts forward, but is yanked back by Leva. Where do you think you're going? The next node hasn't even been confirmed yet. I don't have time to wait around. There are only 5 left. The sequence barely matters anymore. The gate opens once we're done. Robella tries to pull free, but Leva tightens her grip. Wait for the technicians. Running off now will just ruin their plan. Don't bungle it up with your impatience. How can I not be patient? You know how bad things are on Kalin's end. We can't delay any longer. We have to help her. Leva, I just ran the calculation. The cooling system is running at maximum output, and the overlap window for the engines has been extended. If we can finish the grid in the last log, even 30 minutes early, we can have the rest of the reinforcements. Then we can make our way to the Odessa Bay Bridge. Calm down. You don't fully understand the security system. Even the smallest interference could trigger catastrophic results. Mineral Cloud was damaged back in Gerard's server room. I have mostly recovered, but it still isn't perfectly stable. And besides, all of us working on the logs are at our computational limit. If anything goes wrong, we won't be able to fix it in time. We have already logs for logs. That's 20 nodes in total. I have pretty good grasp on the structure now. The 5th won't be a problem. And I wasn't wrong before, was I? We succeeded with the last node and lifted the 4th log. It worked out well once, but doesn't mean every attempt will succeed. You can hatch everything on one lucky guess. Robella, you're a doll. Do I need to spell this out for you? But we can't just stand here and wait for the bridge to fall, for Kamen and all the civilians to be... There's no second in 8 minutes 20 seconds. The technician's report cuts into the argument. Robella keeps staring at Leva, her eyes burning with defiance. You heard that, Leva? 8 whole minutes! There's only 1 log left. Once it's gone, we can help Kalin. No. This delay is for longer than the previous one, so something's off. If the decryption fails, the collapsed particle will spread unchecked, and Kalin, the soldiers, the refugees, and all of innocent people of Odessa will die. Kalin will never want you acting so recklessly. Protecting Odessa, protecting the world that's finally crawled out of war. That's what she's fighting for. Cute idol. But she also hopes that someday she won't have to give us order anymore. She hopes that we can just chat and go shoving it together. I don't want the day to come only for her to be gone. That's the only fault for the 3rd generation doll that is raw. She attaches too much to people, and sometimes it can be a little detriment. Leva, the time we're spending on integrating this system is bought with people's lives. I don't know how to say this. Maybe to dolls, peace is just a definition, some statistic. But to those living through war, peace is the hope to survive. They wish that their families and friends stay safe. It's because of those so-called selfish wishes that humans can respond to one another, gather together for armies and fight. That's what war really means for them. to weigh those lives rationally all day. I can do that! If the containment tanks explode and the collapsed particles spread, everything is lost. But right now they are everything! You're waving it too, aren't you, Leva? Otherwise, why can't you even listen to the Frontline channel? If true peace ever comes. But Commander, Kamen and 404 are already gone. Would that peace still mean anything to you? Leva falters. The missing data general cloud feels like a void, heavy and suffocating. The shout she has been trying to block out in the comms channel, and Kalin's voice among them, are clashing with her sense of logic, which she is proud of. Leva! The doll who is closest to a human that can make emotional attachments, and her neural cloud works much better because of that. And the doll that supposedly abandoned everything and only relies on logic, and that's why she is the best of the best. But she has forgotten to make attachments just so she can do that. Or that's what she claims. It's been 10 years, Leva. You have changed. Robella knows that. The cold logic embedded deep within Leva's neural cloud compels her to refuse, but her vocal units fail her. She can bring herself to speak. Just then, a bright, cheerful voice cuts through the tension. Sopo! Robella, Leva, I'm finally here! I couldn't reach you for ages. I patched it in as soon as I got into the local range. Sopo! Sopo? You're already on the Ocean? Yeah! The UAV was super fast. I even shot down a few flyers on the way. I'm not good at electronic warfare too. Kamen told me to help the security forces with Lenna at the front. Give me 10 minutes or so and I'll be at the power plant. Wait, Sopo. What's wrong? Contact Kamen directly. Join the battle at the bridge on ramp. If she tells you to come here instead, tell her. Leva, Lenna, Robella and reinforcements sent by the Oblast government can handle it. Your excess combat strength here. Oh, got it. The ramp's closer anyway. Sopo, before we get there, please keep calling and the evacuee is safe. That goes without saying. I'll wait for you at the bridge. Sopo goes telling to level 2. Leva turns to Robella. Sopo's voice has helped her regain her usual composure. You're right, Robella. I'm worried about Kamen too, and it's checking me. But I still believe that doll exists, in part, to make up for human flaws. I can let my fearful Kamen put the power plant at even greater risk. You were modified by Persica. You're her teeny, gentle prototype. Maybe you're different from us. You might never reach the same conclusion through different logic circuits. But I know this. None of us want to see more death. The war that has devoured so many lives still burns clearly in our memories. Now, Kamen and the evacuees have Sopo protecting them. She's better suited to handle that front that we are. Yeah. So I'm asking you to adjust your logic circuit for now. Work with me, follow orders. Keep helping the technicians unlock the final seal. Once the gate is open, or once we fully regain control of the power plant, we'll go together to help Kamen, alright? The technicians relay the data for the next node to the bridge. Leva enlarges the projection before them. According to the coordinates, the node lies just a short distance ahead. Data continues to flow steadily within level 2. Robella slowly notes. Alright, So wait, 5 tiles, 5 tiles, 4 tiles, 6 tiles. For an SMG, Robella has so low movement. But well. Lotta Unity. This reaches you. Wonderful. 13 enemy units. Oh, okay. I can deal with that. Boom. Clean. How many are left? 3 there and 1 there, and there's probably still another wave. Patroller. Yep. Patroller. Poop. Patroller. Wow. Wow. He over there, and this little shit. Maki move and Lotta moves. Let's get yelled. Yay! Choice 2, a clash of sentimentality and reality. Okay, what do we have here? This is... okay, let's see. Okay, I can hit 2 of these and... Let's try to reach here. Kill this one. Boom. Sumi here can reach. Yep. Full cleans. And 2 on my hand. They're gone. You know what other things gone? These 3 droids. And there's nothing left. No, not Maki. So it's been an hour, so I think we need to take a little bit of a little rest. and find something to snack because it's late already and I'm getting the thirst. So yeah, there's only 3 nodes. So let's take a little break. Whoop. What is the break? Texto here. Okay, I'll mute myself. I come back in a little bit. Hi, I'm back. The VRV text is now gone. So, let's continue with this thingy. Where was I? There we go. 1-7. Ooh. The battle rages on, with Sopo's support. The threat posed by the mechanical unit that had broken through the defenses near the on-ramp is now significantly reduced. Operation Sister, a campaign instigated to suppress an insurgency caused by the Iraq group, finally approaches its end. At this moment, several troop carriers, escorted by a military jeep, reach the sea bridge. A member of the refugee escort unit reaches to Kalina at the mid-bridge supply point. Counselor, aside from the missing personnel, the final group of evacuees have safely arrived at the on-ramp. Good work. Quickly heads and assign escorts, provide supplies for the critically wounded, and make sure this group of refugees crosses the Odessa base bridge safely. Yes, ma'am. Kalin exhales slightly in relief and looks up towards Sopo standing not far away. Sopo has planted herself in the middle of the road, constantly on guard against any mechanical unit that might break through the blockade. Around 50 meters ahead of her lie the wreckages of over a dozen destroyed illegal automatons. Only a dozen? It seems Sopo is not even trying. They seem to have slammed into an invisible wall and can no longer advance in single edge toward the Odessa Bay Bridge. Sopo! Watch for aerial units! Hang in there for just a little longer. No probs! These guys were barely enough for warming up, so don't worry. The troops carrier roll past Sopo and halt at a temporary supply point for a quick resupply. The accompanying military jeep stops beside Kalina. Mayor Feria steps out and his usually steady gait replaced with a bit of a limp. His left arm and leg are clearly injured. The bandages wrapped around them are soaked with blood and dirt. Similar traces of battle also mark his once fair face. Refusing to help the help of his subordinates, he walks up to Kalina and salutes solemnly. Counselor Kalina. Mayor Feria, I'm relieved to see you have returned safely. Thank you, ma'am. I just received word that the electronic warfare units have successfully entered the area containing the new energy generators. The generators have been shut down. Soon, the technicians will regain full system control of the power plant. The crisis at the Exilium power plant is effectively contained. That's wonderful news. Thank you and your subordinates for the support of the Odessa Oblast during this operation. You're too kind. Ecola's vertical leak is something none of us wishes to see. Consider Kalina, you probably heard through the comms earlier. So the battle of OD-07 isn't over yet. The situation is finally stabilizing. Reinforcements from Odessa have arrived and joined several urban combat zones. The original forces are being rotated to the rear for the rest. Please come with us back to Odessa. A new combat command will take over the sector. My duty is to ensure every evacuee reaches safety. OD-07 still has missing personnel. Until the whereabouts are confirmed, my unit's mission is not complete. Besides, the handover will take time, and I know the situation in this area better. Until the handover is complete, I'll remain here with part of the forces to continue searching for the missing and intercepting illegal automatons that slipped to the front. But seeing that Feria is about to argue, Kalina smiles faintly. Don't worry, Mayor. My subordinates can protect me. Besides, Levante others must already be underway. I want to wait for them. And Kalin is no newbie in the war. Kalin's communicator rings. I just picked up their signal. Based on their transmitted coordinates, they will be here very soon. It looks like the last transport convoy resupply is almost complete. Major, you'd better leave with them. Your ones should be seen too soon. Should be seen too soon. Kalina glances at the blood seeping slowly through his bandages. I understand. Counselor Kalina, allow me to thank you again for non-fuss and your support during this period. I'm sorry for before. Kalina shakes her head kindly, cutting him off. Everything we have done is for Odessa's peace. You, Major, and us alike. Understood. Please take care. The last convoy of evacuees begins to move again. 10 minutes later. Kalina watches the convoy position on the map and gradually relaxes. The vehicles are nearing the middle of the bridge. Reports from the Frontline communication channels are also bringing good news. The missing personnel are being located one by one. That's wonderful. Alarm! Suddenly, a shout and burst of static erupts from the comms, followed by multiple deafening explosions across several channels. Before Kalina's eyes, a military helicopter hovering about a kilometer from the on-ramp burst into flames. What's happening? The fire devours the aircraft in seconds. The bright fireball, trailed by black smoke, crashes to the ground like a low-falling meteor of destruction. At the same time, thick black smoke rises from multiple explosions across OD07. The frontline comms channels descend instantly into chaos. This is Combat Train 3! We are under attack! Illegal automatons are grouping up! Same here, and there's something else! Some kind of a special unit! With the screech of static and screams, multiple explosions rogue OD07. OD07. Again. The newly arrived forces are caught completely off guard. Gunfire, once sporadic, now ignites from all directions. The battle that had seemed to calm suddenly flares up with renewed fury. Ahead of Kalina, not far from the on-ramp, pillars of fire reveals the silhouettes of more illegal automatons. Kalina! Things are going south! Fall back! Reacting instantly, Sopo fires rapidly, taking down 2 illegal automatons that have slipped through the line. All evacuation units, prepared for combat! Communications officer, tell the bridge to convoy to accelerate. Sopo, check the on-ramp and find out what's going on. Got it. Kalina, stay safe. Find cover and don't come out, no matter what. Without looking back, Sopo dashes towards the on-ramp. The previously relaxed evacuation forces regroup quickly under Kalina's orders and fortify their positions. Sopo, side rep! There's a ton of illegal droids pouring out of nowhere. I'll heading for the bridge. I don't even know where they came from. And there's a strong one mixing in. We tougher than anything we have fought before. Hang on, this one. The transmission cuts off. Sopo's voice vanishes. The channel falls silent. Constable Kalina, please board the vehicle and head for this immediately. We'll handle it from here. Kalina doesn't answer. Her gaze looks onto the gunfire flashing into distant darkness. Counselor, there's no time! You're not a combat specialist. Staying here is far too dangerous. Kalina! The comms reconnect. Sopo voice returns. Kalina! Sorry, the signal cut out. Oh, that's not the point. At least a very strong unit is commanding the illegal automatons. Their coordination is way sharper under her lead. The relief forces haven't arrived yet, and we're barely holding out. And this doll, it looks like Rosa. What do you say? Grosa? But Grosa is aboard the Elmo. I don't get it either. I'm still a few hundred meters from the firefight, but by the firelight, I swear she looks identical to Grosa. Well, not completely identical, definitely stronger. I don't know what she's loaded with, which she's stored through one of SSA heavy mechs like it's nothing. Oh, what? Did you say a heavy mech? Sopo words leave Kalina stunned. About a year ago, on a visit to the Odessa Oblast for another assignment, she first made contact with the former chief. During that time, under the escort of Oblast government officials, she toured the soon-to-be deployed automatons of Odessa, including the heavy combat mechs, now assigned to the Special Security Administration. Even after years spent working alongside intricately built Titles, she deeply admired Odessa's engineering standards. Kalina cannot imagine what kind of combat unit could destroy those formidable mechs so effortlessly. But the infernos ahead and the voice crackling through the comms tell her that Sopo isn't exaggerating. Panic, despair, and a primal fear wash over her. She takes 2 deep breaths. The salty tang of sea air and the acrid scent of a smoke mingle, grounding her once more in cold clarity. Then she makes her decision. Sopo, stay where you are and assist on the front line. Buy as much time as you can. Leave that to me. I'll do that if you didn't ask. I don't care if she's gross or whatever. It's a new toy I haven't taken apart yet. It's perfect! Kalina checks the position of the evacuation convoy on the map once more. She picks up her communicator. Mayor Feria! This is Kalina. OTO7. The situation has changed. I'm aware. I'm already driving back. Please head across the Odessa Bay Bridge immediately and leave ODO7. I'll take over command of the auto evacuation escort. We'll board you and the convoy the time you need. No, Mayor. Let's turn around at once and hit for Odessa. That's out of the question. Protecting the people of Odessa and Odessa Oblast is the work of the Special Security Administration. My subordinates and I will desert the post. No, I'm not asking you to flee. A high lethality tactical doll has appeared among the enemy. The battle is deadlocked. Our current defensive line will not be able to intercept every hostile unit. The fact that this unit appears at this exact moment makes their goal quite obvious. The battle is tilting in our favor, so they want to unleash one last wave of chaos. Their target is the evacuation convoy. You and your subordinates must stay with the transport and protect the evacuation ward. In addition to that, there's one more matter. Please contact Mr. Zimmerman immediately. I need you, an SSA Mayor, and an Oblast Parliament member to report something directly to the Oblast government. Given the consequences that this may trigger, I cannot handle it with my authority alone. But as a senior counsel of the Non-Military Forces Administration, I must remain here. I don't quite understand what you mean. Karina moves behind cover, looks toward the far end of the Odessa Bay Bridge, and speaks softly. This is too risky. One misstep and you... I know. But, Mayor, surely you also understand that this is the method most likely to ensure the success of our mission. Please convey my intent to Mr. Zimmerman. Tell him to fulfill my request by any means available. Everything is for the peace of the Odessa Oblast, and for everyone's safety. A moment later, Feria's voice returns. Miss Kalina, once again, thank you, and thank the Non-Military Forces Administration for everything you have done for the Odessa Oblast. I will do everything I can. Thank you. Please stay safe on the way. The transmission ends. Kalina checks the coordinates previously sent by Leva to others. Then she steps out of cover and picks up a nearby loudspeaker. All evacuation units, hold the bridge entrance. No one retreats without orders. Yes, ma'am! The rain continues to pour. Explosions thunder along the front line, yet the soldiers' replies ring clearer than ever. Oh! Grossa? A mysterious enemy doll with an excellent command abilities. Her frame looks like that of Grossa from the Elmo, but she features extensive model boosted capabilities on top of that base. Woohoo! Challenge. In just 3 minutes, the legal forces led by Grossa compress the distance between the front line and the rear dramatically. Red line, fall back 100 meters, we'll cover faster. Support the front line, fortify the line. Kalina issues commands methodically, checking the convoy location on her terminal from time to time. On the map interference are 2 markers, one showing the firefight near on the ramp, one showing the convoy. The distance between the 2 points continues to widen. Hurry! Just a little faster. Suddenly, an alarm sounds in the Frontline channel. Ah! She broke through! Red line, heads up! A highly deleted dog is leading 3 automatas toward you at high speed. Copy. Sopo, pull back and mount the defense immediately. Red line, prepare for combat. On my way! A few short minutes later, Kalina spots a fast-moving black silhouette. 3 accompanying aerial automatons fire non-stop towards the rear line. Sopo dodges wildly while returning fire. Well, I can surpass this voice acting, so when Sopo goes hard as this, I will shut up. Do your best, Sopo. Thank you, Sopo. Breaking through the Salvai Bridge. Final defense in approximately 10 minutes. I'm catching up to you. Once I get my hands on you, I'm going to take those legs apart piece by piece by piece, leaving not a single screw. Sopo's exhilarated voice comes through. Kalina and the rear defenders brace themselves. All evacuations units, intercept the high lethality doll at all cost. And with that, the doll enters the firing range. The defenders engage her in combat. Under the shadowy doll's overwhelming pressure, the rear line is forced back and back again and again. More illegal automatons break through the frontline barriers. Although they are intercepted eventually, the defenders pay dearly for it. Kalina drags a wounded, fading soldier back behind cover. Counselor! Kalina! Don't worry about me. I'm fine. But as soon as she gets him behind cover, she realizes he's already gone. Ah! Sopo! Sopo crashes hard against the cover in front of Kalina. She has suffered multiple gunshots and massive frame damage, with mechanical fluids pouring out of her wounds. Not bad. Keep coming. Sopo glares at the approaching doll. She uses the cover as leverage and forces herself upright. With a flash of sparks, Sopo's leg joint collapses. She slumps to the ground again. The last defender of the on-terror line falls. However, the frontline battle hasn't ceased. Illegal armed units are still pressing to break through. Damn it! Keep coming! Sopo keeps fighting, but her arm is hit and her weapons falls away. The shadowy dolls step out from the darkness. Punisher Grossa. She looks amazing though. Stop struggling. I'm perfectly fine. Don't you worry. As Sopo continues to go the enemy, she taps rhythmically on the cover with her finger to send Kalina a coded message. Alice, here! Run! Kalina understands her intent but shakes her head. I won't abandon you. Kalina picks up a rifle, steps out from behind cover, and stands firmly before Sopo. Grossa? The doll before her has Grossa face, but her eyes are utterly empty. The black-clad doll does not answer. She raises her weapon. Kalina! The bullet grazes the bone tied behind Kalina's head. The sound of death does not make her flinch. Her hair spills loose, waving in the wind and rain, just like back in Griffin. You're not Grossa. This time the bullet grazes Kalina's arm. Blood spills down, soaking her all wounds. Move. Who are you? The black-clad doll gives no reply. Seeing Kalina's face seems to make her hesitate slightly. Oh, that's new. Because she is not holding back to for Sopo, which is holding for Groza. Those were two warning shots. So, I mean, for Kalin, what is Groza? The doll darts aside lightly. Bullets seared into the ground. She just stepped over. My shooting has improved a lot over these last few years. I could even give the commander a run for his money. Huh? Kalina fires continuously, blocking the doll's advance. As her magazine empties, she tries to reload while the doll ducks behind cover, but the doll suddenly accelerates, closing the distance in a blink and kicking her rifle away. Kalina falls to the ground, even if it was just result from target practice. The black-clad doll pays her no more attention and moves past the cover. Kalina crawls toward the fallen rifle. I won't let you catch up the convoy. Unless you become one of us! Lena drops for now. The black-clad doll blocks the attack instinctively. Lena boot slams heavily against her arm. Having failed to take out the enemy in one strike, Lena flips back, landing steadily a few meters away. Leva and Robella jump down from a UAV at the same time. Sorry we're late, Kalin. You're not late. You're right on time. The black-clad doll reaches Lena immediately, and Lena meets her head-on. Picking on Kalin and Sopo. I don't care if you're an old friend. That's a no-no. Leva, get Kalin to safety first. This one is mine. Okay, give me 5 minutes. Leva picks Kalina up and sprints away. We'll handle it from here, Kalin. Put me behind a nearby cover. That grass is incredibly strong. Hurry and go support Lena and Robella. Sopo! On the other side, Robella anxiously scans her surroundings. Spots Sopo collapses beside a piece of cover and runs over. Sopo can just about peel her limp hand off the ground and flash a peace sign. I'm fine. Totally. Okay. Siente severely damaged Sopo and the badly injured Kalina. Robella bites her lip and tightens her grip on her gun. I don't care whether you're gross or whatever. You're not getting out of here today! Meanwhile, while following Kalina's orders, Leva hides her behind a piece of nearby cover. You're hurt. Stay hidden here. Don't run around anymore. Leva, I'm fine. Now, listen. Leave the illegal automatons to the other combat personnel. You prioritize the doll. Okay, be careful yourself. Leva returns to the battlefield. Kalina turns on her terminal. On the screen is the structured diagram of the Odessa Bay Bridge that Major Feria has sent her. Kalina performs a quick set of operations, placing the bridge diagram beside the map interface, then synchronizes the real-time combat position of the dolls on the structural diagram. Those same positions are synced to Feria's terminal. The message, not yet a safe distance, blinks in red at top of the screen. So, time to fight. In the middle of the bridge. It looks amazing, though. Wait, that was Vivi's motorcycle. Huh? Where? Here. Battlefield search. Here. Vivi? No, it's Leva's. Okay. Withstand the boss attack. Achieve victory when within 7 turns. Lose no more than 1 unit. So, whose time is it? Whose time is it? Should I use this 4 dolls? Let's. Okay, this is blocked. Okay, let's use Lenna. Oh, there's a deer gate. Oh no. Holy, I need one of those. You are gonna be in Telmo, whether you want it or not. Ah, damn it. Okay, let's jump here. Toot. Let's hope that Wa doesn't instantly kill Sigurosa. Yep, it's instant kill. Hold off enemy attacks for 3 turns. It's an instant kill, so yeah, no. Yeah, my Mac is so broken. So it's not surprising. So no other attacks, no interceptions, no sword attacks, nothing. Oh, okay. Oh wow, what's that? Suicide bombardment. That's gross, huh? Applies self-destruct command to all allied units. Excludes units for 1 turn. When there are no allied units on the battlefield that self-destruct command can be applied to, use the active skill Timely Maintenance. Will use Perfect Cover or Heavy Suppression, depending on her current status. When she has attack mode, she will use Heavy Suppression, which deals AoE physical damage to all enemy targets within 4 tiles. When she has defense mode, she will use Perfect Cover, which applies down to all enemies units within 5 tiles. Applies shelter and attack up to all allied units on the battlefield and recovers stability. And when she suffers a stability break, she recovers other stability. Well, that's interesting, but I'm not going to. Hidden supply is found. Oh, that's defense mode. Come on. Come on, Wa. Home run. Go. Ooh. That was too easy. I should have put on challenge mode. The gunfight continues. Lenna attacks behind cover to reload. Leva and Robella lay down suppressive fire. Leva, why is this thing so strong? Who knows? At least we can be certain this is not the kind of combat power that the real Grossa could have. So was Assault plus the 3 of us attacking together. And all we have done is disable some of her long-range models. At least it keeps Kalin safer. R61st engaged Grossa. Kalina has been methodically directed the dolls, constantly adjusting their positions, all while relocating herself to the immobilized opposite. Under her orders, the 3 dolls gradually form an encirclement around Grossa. After that, Kalina gives no further tactical commands, only ordering them to hold the line and pin Grossa down. Leva broadly estimates the size of the combat area and is starting to have an inkling about what Kalina is planning. She glances toward Kalina, who's hiding behind a piece of cover further back. Is Kalina okay? Did she pass out? You don't hurry up and finish your lead into magazine. That Miss Grossa in black is going to blow me to pieces, you know? Ah, sorry, my bad. Lenna pops back out from cover and resumes suppressive fire at the clad doll. Leva uses the chance to shift position with Lenna, taking a spot closer to Kalina. The doll's attack is fierce, but the enemy does not falter, exploiting every chance to break their formation. Ah! To dodge the black-clad doll's fire, Robella rolls behind cover. Just as she is about to retaliate, she sees a small grenade tossed straight towards her. Crap! Jump back! Down! Everyone pulls out of the blast radius just in time. Robella, you okay? I'm fine. Attention, all units! At last, Kalina's voice returns to the comm channel. In 1 minute, reach the edge of the bridge closest to you. Eh? The edge? Looks like we can finally settle this. Settle? Yes. Kalin, Sopo, I'll come get you in a moment. So hold tight, okay? Eh? There's no keeping anything from you, is there? Leva, look at the enemy unit. Don't let her escape the settlement. We only get one chance. We must not fail. What? Lenna doesn't even get to finish her question before a massive noise erupts in the sky behind them. You... Lenna! Robella, cover me! Don't let her get away! The doll springs instantly into action. Leva rushes to Kalina and Sobo's position and lifts both of them in her arms. Realizing something is wrong, the black-clad doll immediately turns and sprints towards the gap in the settlement. Don't ever think about it! The bullets strike her before she can defend. Her lower leg is damaged and she falls. Everyone, jump! Leva's voice disappeared beneath the roar of falling shells. The dolls leap off the edge of the bridge. Defense mode activated. Defense mode activated. Maximum output. A few seconds later, dense bombardment rains down onto the Subway bridge. Explosions and shockwaves swallow everything. The bridge cables shake violently. Under the bombardment of the storm, one outer cable and one inner cable on the pylon snaps. The cross ties are damaged, the deck rocks hard. Fortunately, the bridge does not collapse. Only cracks form along the edge, scattering the bridge into the sea. A little over 10 minutes later, the thick smoke is seen by rain and waves. Whenever footsteps echo through the mist. The light of a force field flickers and fades. Grossa's silhouette emerges from the haze. The black-clad doll staggers towards the edge of the bridge and looks down at the churning water. The comms device at her ear crackles. She adjusts its angle, trying to hear more clearly. Automaton losses exceed 78%, but structural damage has occurred across the Odessa Oblast. Combat objective completed. Until that end, a voice seems to have asked a question. No, none of our combat units lost. The voice asks another question. Current frame damage is approximately 40%. Long-range modules offline. Command signal transmitted at risk of shorting. Query. Should pursuit continue? A command comes through the comms device. Grossa complies. What? The story continues. The black-clad doll vanishes into an even darker night. What? You're gonna go to the Elmo. I'll find you. Wait for me. Oh, this is nice. At that moment, the line between human and doll is blurred. BS18. To an era of peace, I hope I can hum the lullaby for longer. That's ominous. The Odessa Bay Bridge defense operation is a success. The unrest caused by the ER group has been fully contained, and Operation Sister is effectively complete. The Oblast government will deploy rescue forces to the region to assist with resident evacuation and urban reconstruction. Residents in emergency situations should immediately contact the rescue channels listed as follows. With the battle over, Robella escorts Sobo to 16 Lab for emergency repair. Kalina, who fell into the water, suffered no major injuries thanks to the doll's protection. After a basic check and some bandaging, Leva and Lenna escort her back to the hotel. Kalina washes the blood from her hair and face, then steps out of the bathroom. Leva switches off the TV. You really didn't have to escort me back. You should have just gone with Sobo and Robella for maintenance. Before the handover team led by the director arrives in Odessa, you still need someone by your side. Alright, come here. Leva stands in front of the dressing table and waves Kalina over. I can't do this myself. A great hero who blew up the bridge, protected the evacuation convoy, and turned the tide of OD07. The esteemed Counselor Kalina looks down on my services now. Faced with Leva's teasing, Kalina shakes her head with a weary smile and sits down. The savior of Odessa. Fits well. No, that's a title. It's enough to be next by the savior of Frankfurt, the hero of Frankfurt. Leva picks up a hairbrush and glides his bristles softly along Kalina's long hair. Are you angry? Hey, Lenna's over here. How would I dare? Ask Lenna if you don't believe me. Eh? The angriest one was definitely Robella. The memory of how a dripping wet Robella pounced at us the moment we got to shore is still make me chuckle. Are you all trying to die? Lenna does an excited impression of Robella's roar. I'm surprised you find it funny, Leva. Robella grabbed you by the collar and yanked you right up. If you hadn't stopped her, she definitely would have thrown you straight back into the sea. She totally flipped out. Lenna shivers at the memory. But honestly, Robella took the words right out of my mouth. Leva, Kalina, next time you plan to do something that drastic, at least give us a heads up. In fact, you two are not allowed to be a part of any plans that involve gambling with your lives. Darling, you're human. And Leva, your neither cloud is... My neither cloud? Ah, you're still worried about the damage I took before. I already told you I'm fine. The only one you need to worry about is Kalin. Lenna stiffens again. She glances furtively at Kalina, then abruptly changes the subject. Major Feria could have been a bit more thoughtful, too. Sure, he's injured, but he slipped back to Odessa the moment he handed over command, and didn't even bother to come back and help Kalin. Also, Kalin, why did you even stay in OD07? You can handle that to the local operations commander. If you told us in advance, we could have coordinated with them about positioning. If things had gone as smoothly as you imagine, it would have been easy. Eh? Remember why the Oblast government sealed off the bridge earlier? There are structural weak points in the Odessa Bay Bridge. Shelling could cause the bridge to collapse. To strike gross on the bridge, we had to calculate angles and control the attack range. Even then, there's still a real chance we have damaged the bridge load-bearing structure and caused a full collapse. The bridge was built during the Oblast's major development era. It cost a fortune and carries commemorative meaning. If it collapsed, reconstructing it would be hugely expensive for the Oblast government. Not rebuilding it would hinder the Oblast development. And with all the recent unrest, the government will probably be hesitant. You mean you were worried that the Oblast government would refuse to attack? But weren't you scared that let's call her Groza for now. Weren't you scared that Groza will lead the illegal automatons straight across? More precisely, I was worried the government would refuse to set the attack point on the bridge. The artillery and fixed quarantine wall can cover the entire route from Odessa to the on-ramp leading to the bridge. The government could simply wait until that Dole and illegal forces crossed over, then bomb them. But our defensive line could never halt until the evac convoy cleared the bridge and reached the shelter. Even if we gave everything, all we could do was ensure the convoy had retreated to a relatively safe area to minimize the possibility of them getting caught in the blast. The fixed cannons must strike the enemy while they were on the bridge, and the fighting time must be controlled by me. And so, our heroic Counselor Kalina used herself as the leverage to force the Odessa government to cooperate, staking herself at the OD07 end of the bridge. Kalina hears the barb in Leva's tone and pats her hand with a bitter smile. It was on me this time. I shouldn't have acted on my own. Really? I think Mayor Feria understood perfectly. The Odessa Oblast was on fire everywhere, and OD07 had it even worse. Every battle zone was overwhelmed, and the two of you, one as senior counselor from the non-military force administration, holding a defensive line amidst the chaos, the other, a major of the special security administration, fleeing in a hurry, through shellfire with his troops. If the Oblast government had refused your demand, you would have died on the bridge. Then the government would have no way to answer the NONFA. Both the central government and the public would demand accountability. Actually, the culprits behind this insurgency, Rorik and the Girard group, are themselves a native faction not appointed by the URNC. The Girard group was even applying for administrative rights over Odessa and surrounding areas. Given that, the Odessa government will already have trouble explaining things to the central government. If none falls to turn against them at this moment, the situation will be disastrous. In the long term, the Oblast development will also be impacted. So you don't understand the logic? Then don't stay mad. I understand, but Kalin, don't forget, the only reason that the evacuees were safe, that the bridge stay intact, that we are able to sit here and talk, is all because we were lucky enough. You're starting to have a Groza complex, Kalin. If the Oblast government had cooperated, if it hadn't arrived in time, if our line hadn't held long enough for the convoy to escape the blast radius, if I hadn't pulled you out of that bridge in time, if you'd drowned on the tide, and all these ifs were frighteningly likely. It was an emergency. I had to take the gamble. Besides, you know me. I never stand aside. Yes. Kamen and Robella are the very good people, and the only cold-blooded villain is me, right? I abandoned my own sister to be arrested at the light rail station, refused Robella's request to accelerate our operation at the power plant, knew you were risking your life on the bridge, yet didn't prioritize sending you somewhere safer. Leva, don't say that. Kalin isn't blaming you and Robella. Robella will definitely come to understand too. Oh, there was a comma. Will she now? I think the two will simply never agree. I'm just a cold rational doll, and she's a person who feels warmth and sorrow. No need to be stubborn at a time like this, Leva. No one's really affected by the pain and suffering on the battlefield. Sometimes we just have to force ourselves to forget. The fallen deserve to be mourned, but those who knew everything and made conscious choices also carry the consequences and guilt through every day and night afterward. Collective success doesn't mean individual peace, and I understand that very well. No wonder Robella says we both change it. The old Kamen will never say things like this. Circumstances leave me no choice. Now I must stand on my own 2 feet. I can't be the one who leans on others anymore. And I don't think you have really changed. Before, your first priority was 404. Now you have simply placed more people on the priority side of your scale. Circumstances leave me no choice. I was shocked as she quotes Kalina's own words. I can rational choices according to the facts. I don't dislike that. But one cold and emotionless machine on the team is enough. Besides, I have no consequences to bear. Lena finally has enough of Leva's self-mockery. That's not true, Leva. At your separate room, you gave out the single most important thing for everyone, but you forgot. I forgot? Even though I didn't want to admit it, and at first I was feeling a bit happy. Second, I finally become the most important person to you, but you're not what you're pretending to be. Lena, we agreed to not bring this up yet. But Robella already misunderstood Leva. I don't want any more people to misunderstand her. Even if I had to admit the most important person to Leva isn't me, but UMP40, I still... Lena. Oh dear, could you just stop arguing and bring the person in question up to speed first? Speaking riddles is a bad habit. Leva still appeared nonchalant, but her eyes grew serious.
Lenna UMP45
I need to sit down. I need to lay on the floor for a bit. So, we already know who is the next event because it's extremely obvious. It's practically a third-party event. Well, fourth-party event if we count the Lenna's event, but it's Deep Oblivion, Deep Oblivion 2, and Helene's event. And that's going to be deep dive, all of the drama back again. That's why this event is called Deep Oblivion. God damn it. Lenna, who is this UMP40 that you just mentioned? The defiant look on Lenna's face instantly shifts to nervousness at Leva's question. Eh? She is... That's enough. Leva, I was going to discuss this only after Persica gives your nerve cloud a full overhaul. Your current state isn't stable enough. I don't want you burdened by more confusion. I'm sorry for keeping this from you. Alright. Leva gives a non-committal response. She wraps the hair tie around Kalina's hair in another loop. Your hair is done. See? I still prefer the way you used to look. Why does it has to be this cute of a CG in this tense moment? In the mirror, Kalina's high-side ponytail is tied with a lively red bow. Thanks. Through the mirror, Leva starts calling again, taking in the fluster and guilt on her face, until those emotions settle, and Kalina's gaze clears and becomes sincere again. Leva leans down slightly, her eyes still fixed on Kalina's interreflection. Kalin, we're still friends. I know your concern for me is genuine. I made the choice, I can bear the consequences. I'll make whoever caused me to lose my memory pay. But I want to know. Next time, don't do this again. Right. Same goes for you too, Lenna. Promise me, okay? Sure. Liv is terrifying when she's mad. At times it's scarier than to look, eh? Then let's leave it at that for now. Kalin, go get changed before you get a chill. Lenna, let's wait outside. Leva smiles again, pats Kalina lightly on the shoulder and leaves the bedroom with Lenna. After changing into fresh clothes, Kalina comes out and finds Lenna and Leva waiting for her. Leva is back to her usual self on the sofa, waving her over cheerfully. She waits as Kalina makes her way over and sits down beside her. Well then, let's talk about that old friend that I somehow haven't forgotten. I really didn't expect to meet her on the battlefield. You mean the doll commanding the illegal automatons? She can't be Groza. When we contacted the commander earlier, we confirmed that Groza was aboard the Elmo. Yeah, if the one who attacked us were really Groza, then the commander would be untrustworthy. That's impossible. The commander will never take the boss inside, and he will never harm Kalin. Her target probably wasn't me. It was more likely the evacuation convoy or even others at the other end of the bridge. What I don't understand is, of the illegal forces she controlled were blocked by Frontline units, and I became her last obstacle. With her specs, she could have easily eliminated me before you arrived. But not only did she not attack, she even wanted me to live on my own. Yeah, on top of sparing you, she also kindly avoided all of Sopo's vital points. When we retrieved Sopo, her frame was in awful condition, but the damage was mostly in the limbs, like the attacker only wanted to disable her temporarily. She could have dealt with you too much more permanently. I doubt the hysterical legislator Rurik had told her to spare you out of courtesy to Nonfa. But even if she seemed to be slightly on her side, I still think she can be Groza. Of course. I don't doubt the Groza we know, or the commander. I'm only puzzled by her behavior, and I don't think she's a complete stranger. Before you arrived, I mentioned the commander to her on purpose. She reacted. That could be a lead. Let's talk to the commander about it later. Alright. Leva, turn on the TV. One of the broadcasting updates about the aftermath of the Iraq insurgency. Let's see what measures the Oblast government is taking. Kalin, aren't you going to rest? I'm okay. The director will arrive in a few hours. I'll rest after her handover. Besides, right now, with the amount of information on Odessa news, I can afford to get my beauty sleep. Okay. Leva on TV. According to the latest report, all non-combat personnel OD-07 have been safely evacuated. They are now dispersed and temporarily placed in several intake sites, set in the outskirts of Odessa and other satellite cities. The Odessa Oblast government delegates, led by Cinnamon, are currently heading to the intake sites located in the suburbs of Odessa to offer their condolences to the displaced. The outskirts of Odessa? Seriously? So they didn't allow them in Odessa itself? They already made an exception by exposing the outskirts of a white zone city to collapse radiation contamination. Not only do they have to bear the risk of a secondary spread, the radiation cleanup afterwards will also consume a huge amount of funds. Previously, the chaos caused by illegal automatons had already been effectively contained. Under the joint efforts of local security forces, the purification zone railway corps, and non-military forces administration, and individual PMCs, order is gradually being restored across all cities in the Odessa Oblast. According to investigations, this insurgency is an egregious terrorist attack jointly orchestrated by the Iraq group leadership and Odessa Oblast Parliament member Rurik Girard. As of now, several suspects have been captured. The ringleader, Rurik Girard, is still at large. The Public Security Administration calls on residents of the Oblast to provide effective information so he can be arrested as soon as possible. They are pretty efficient this time. Isn't that a good thing? I can't wait to see that old villain get what he deserves. Even though we already submitted part of the evidence against Rurik and the Girard group, and those materials had already reached the Oblast court, most likely they also uncovered something else during the process. But announcing it hastily through the media is faster than usual. What are they in such a hurry for? Keep watching. Maybe we'll find out soon enough. Since Odessa Oblast MP Rurik Girard is suspected of major crimes, the central government has confirmed that his eligibility to run in the Odessa interim leadership election is heavily revoked. The voting time will be announced shortly. Please stay tuned for further information. The list of candidates is as follows. See, something like this will never happen in the real world. They all will be bought by the billions and billions of money just to have the power of everything, the media, the parliament, the whatevers. Or else, why would whatever that's happened in that country would be happening? I see. The Odessa Oblast government is probably rushing to reshuffle the deck. With such a busy scandal exposed, they must show their position to the central government as soon as possible. I just wonder if our hard-working legislator Zimmerman stands a chance at all. I'm starting to see some online support for him. If he seizes the timing and successfully appeals to the residents' desire for peace and stability, then as the only conservative-leaning candidate, it's not impossible for him to win. Let's look forward to it. Alright, I already sent out the mission request to Klugai Sand, but the specific search area still needs confirmation. Klugai accepted it? Of course. Though she did force me to review the commission submission procedure again, Klugai is getting more and more long-winded. You always look like you're truly enjoying yourself whenever Klugai is frustrated. He's frustrated. Galleon, once you're working on this is done, you'll better give us 2 days of leave, okay? Otherwise, 404 is going to fall apart. Sure, whatever you say. Thank you. A month later. Once again, leaning against the full height window, Leva watches the aerial cameras flying across the sky. I'm getting some kind of deja vu. It looks as if nothing has happened at all in Odessa, even though it's only been a month. The newly appointed interim chief will be giving his first speech today. It is a grand occasion. Back then, the residents of Odessa also rallied around Rurik like this. Now, Mr. Rurik lies inexplicably in his grave, and his followers are cheering for another leader the same way. Can humans also raise their own neural clouds? Records? Did Rurik really die in a plane crash? Parts of his remains and the wreckage of his private jet has already been found near Odessa coast. The DNA match is unmistakable. After the PSA investigation, the cause of the incident is tentatively identified as engine failure. So yes, he really did die in a plane crash. You doubt the cause of the crash? Yeah, but for most people, Rurik Girard, this brute who murdered the former chief and triggered a full scale of evil, got what he deserved and died a pitiful death. The patriotic Girard group that manufactured and harbored a large number of illegal army units also has its assets fully frozen by the government and is waiting to position. That's good enough for people. I originally thought we'd have to spend a lot of effort probing Girard's connection to Sextans. Yet within days, the Girard group itself evidently handed over all the evidence. Illegal operations, possession of heavily lethal private armed units, obstruction of justice, bribery, murder, assault, intimidation. The crimes of the Girard group and Rurik are countless. It's understandable that they are desperate to confess, sever ties, and fight for leniency. The evidence they submitted dragged out quite a few government officials who had colluded with Rurik over the years. Now, one of the Girard group could run rampant all across the Odessa Oblast. I originally thought Fedia was already pretty high ranking, but once that list came out, a mayor from the SSA was basically nothing. You read the transcript of Fedia's confession, didn't you, Kalin? Yeah. According to the evidence he provided and PSA investigation, his entanglement with Rurik and the Girard group wasn't too deep. Rurik kept many crimes hidden from him, which ironically protected him. But he still has to pay the price for his fraud and malpractice. I heard that the Oblast Supreme Court is considering reducing his sentence. None famous have spoken up for him, right? We only provided corroboration for his actions and performance during the battle at the Odessa Bay Bridge. None fact doesn't mistreat those who help us. That's true. We really didn't mistreat them. Leva eyes the TV with a meaningful expression. The inauguration speech at the interim chief has begun. Zimmerman, who once always stood in the corner, now stands calmly behind the podium, accepting the flood of camera flashes. You should note that Nonfa has no say in whether Zimmerman wins the position of interim chief. But his close ties with us are known all across Odessa. Ever since the director arrived, any major or minor event with even the slightest connection, Zimmerman or ROider, interim chief Zimmerman, would invite the director as well. That effective, huh? He used to come dead last in the polls, but in the final poll before the vote, his approval rate skyrocketed pretty much overnight, leaving the other candidates in the dust. You didn't see the speech he gave just before the vote? It was impatient, watertight. He even led residents in mourning and praising the former chief, publicly sharing the former chief's foresight and devotion to Odessa's future and its people. And the media, as if they had agreed in advance, heavily promoted Zimmerman's contribution during the year's insurgencies, specifically how he risked his own business and political career to pursue the Oblast government to save evacuees. The TV station even made a documentary about how the former chief valued him, and how he inherited the former chief's philosophy of keeping the future of Odessa and its residents at heart. Why does it feel like this was all prepared long in advance? Yes, he helped us enormously back then, but it wasn't all he's doing. He was the one who initiated it, and the public doesn't care about such details. After voting began, most people who suffered during the insurgents cast their vote for Zimmerman. Then a chain of scandals took down a large portion of the government officials, and many candidates withdrew. Business people desperate to find a new patron, and politicians wanted to use Zimmerman's connection with Nonfa to restore relations with the central government, and all voted for him, the one candidate whose stance was unimpeachably correct. Silently, without losing anything himself, he used the shifting situation to turn the board around. This Mr. Zimmerman, either he's incredibly lucky or his methods surpass even Rurik. An immediate election is basically a timed chess match. It's not wrong for him to use every resource to win. On the screen, Zimmerman has already begun his speech. Facing the journalists and government officials and the residents of Odessa farther away, he is composed and speaks eloquently. Gentile, poised, conservative, steady. His antithesis of Rurik. The chaos created by the RR group has reminded the people of Odessa of the horrors of war. Someone like Zimmerman, who can soothe fear like a tranquilizer, really is the leader that Odessa needs. Let's hope Odessa finds peace from here on. When looking at the investigation report that Klukai's team sent earlier, the fall of the RR group might not mean much at all. Maggie Security, and behind it, the Sech-Favan group. Combined with the status provided by the commander and the information we collected, we can basically confirm that Paradius has returned, and that they are colluding with giant corporations in both the white and green zones. It's just that right now, their sphere of influence is still unclear, so we can't make any of this public. How can this be? 10 years later, not only has Paradius not died out, they have even gained troublesome new allies. That blue sphere who almost wiped out Lucas Intersquad earlier, plus Sexton and Arthur. Jeez, how many Tyrian dolls did they have? Whoever injured Leva on level 2 earlier was most likely one as well, but she also seemed to be targeting the RR group. I can't make any sense of it. Unable to connect all these dots, Lenna gives up and continues watching Zimmerman's speech listlessly. Kalin? Is there any new lead about the lab that houses the prototype Tyrian doll? Not for now, but since the situation in Odessa has stabilized, the SSA and NOMFA have already begun an investigation. I hope they'll be quite quick about it. Across the entire UNC, who knows how many companies like Girard are trying to take root in the white and green zones. If they truly develop, we are in big trouble. Wait! Leva! Kalin! Look! Lenna points frantically at the big screen. The camera happens to sweep past a middle-aged man in a suit. A nameplate which Sect-Favan logo is clearly pasted on the desk before him. After the recent elite outbreak, the Odessa Oblast government has come to deeply reflect on our oversight and regulation. Therefore, the Oblast will further integrate medical resources, strengthen inspections and regulatory procedures, and select 2 to 3 manufacturers as production partners. We will never again allow low-quality vaccines of unknown origin to circulate. And we will allow unlawful groups like the RR group to exploit loopholes. The Oblast government has already preliminarily selected a number of potential partners. The representatives of these companies are also attending today's event and are seated in the audience. Afterward, the government will conduct more comprehensive audits on the companies themselves and the production lines. They just appear like that? A coincidence? Or perhaps that's been Zimmerman's game all along? Did we get played by him? The three people in the room sit silently watching the television. Though the skies of Odessa had cleared, a new shadow seems to have settled over the city. Unknown, 2074, late at night. Sir, the periodic meeting is about to begin. It is very delighted with the gift you sent. It's time. Connect the comms channel. Yes, sir. Cocoon enters the key and connects to the channel. The screen remains pitch black. Only tiny fluctuations in the volume bar shows the presence of several participants. Then, the periodic meeting of the Orlo conglomerate officially begins. To the representative of Sage Favan, welcome. A few scattered claps echo through the speakers. Thank you. It's my honor. By helping us eliminate your art, you have shown plenty of loyalty and goodwill. As long as you don't overstep like Rurik did, we will be partners forever. Sharing technology, wealth, power, we will share this world equally. I look forward to that day. The Lullaby project has reached a new milestone. Before we move on to other topics, let us celebrate to this moment and to every moment yet to come. Then how about we letting our newest member, our most generous friend, offer the toast? Representative of Sage Favan, Winfried, or perhaps we should respectfully address you as Mr. Zimmerman, Chief of Odessa. No need for formalities. I believe we stand as equals. Zimmerman picks up the wine glass beside him. The gleaming liquid reflects the calm nightscape of Odessa behind him. At this moment, he is immaculately dressed from head to toe, refined yet lofty, like a player of the board who survives the world from above. For most people, whistling in a dream is better than dying horribly under artillery fire. After a brief awakening comes eternal sweet slumber. Let the lullaby hum a little longer. To the age of peace. To the age of peace. The participants are located all over. Some are shrouded in night, some touched by early dawn. Across the black screen and the invisible radio waves, several wine glasses are raised and gently cling to the edge of the world's dream. And that's a wrap. The Oblivion Part 2. It's good. It's a very good event, but it still lacks, I don't know. It's a lot of politically, intrigued politically, and the hikes have been very high, but not as high as Aphelion. And the lows have been very low. I like it a little more than Aphelion, just because Aphelion had zero politically. Well, not zero. Whatever happened in the mines, the thing that it rescued from the mines, and Bloodsphere's deals were this parts of intrigue, but the politics and intrigue in this event has been a little bit exhausting, to say. But it's a solid event. I like it a lot. And that's not only my bias because of Robella, because we didn't get an ending with Robella and Sopo. So that's probably, so Ro is probably gonna develop more in the event when Soap releases. I know, and also We already know that in CN they have announced that Sextans, the Punisher Grossa, will be playable. How long to wait for them? I don't know. I hope soon. I hope it's not behind some too many filler events, but it looks like after Corposant, the writers have, not only the writers, everyone, except the gameplay, the level designers, almost everyone have started doing their best work. All of what well, my mouth stopped working for a second. Sorry, I was yeah. No, I almost said something stupid. What was it? Yeah. Of what I have seen in Cien's events, a lot of them are very good. There's new stories of Dolistan, the plant from Ulrid and Suomi's team. Especially Ulrid. Ulrid is having a lot of protagonism. And Corposant is gonna be the peak for years. For freaking years. So I'm waiting. And I hope it's not delayed that much. Because to get to Corposant, the only thing between Deep Oblivion and Corposant that we have left is Laney's event. Everything else is past Corposant. Because of events that happens there, everything else fucks up. So, to not be like this event and Lenna's, where Lenna's event spoiled literally this node, then yeah, it should be only Lenna. Only Laney's event. That's a problem because I need to have a B2 Alba. And then it's gonna be Boy Mastina. And a buddy of mine is going to get... No, wait. He said that he was going to pull for Boy Mastina, but now that Cheyenne is released, I think he's saving for Cheyenne. So well, that's it for today. Let's leave it at here. Well, not let's leave it at here. We already ended with this. So I will try to stream tomorrow if I'm not held back by something else. And then the next stream is going to be Wednesday on the midnight, because it's Canto 9 and we have to get that Limbusi. So thank you for coming, thank you for watching, and I hope that you come back next time. It has been a pleasure going through this event with you. I have been Ignis Eterna, and say goodbye and thank you. Bye bye.